Hello. I want to share some thoughts that have been swirling around in my space over the past few days, in my head and in my heart. And it relates to caring what other people think of us or being acceptable. And the thoughts that I've had are that maybe it hurts when we feel like we aren't accepted because we're trying to be something we're not. When you try so hard to accomplish something and it's rejected, then our efforts are in vain. So if we're trying to be acceptable and we're rejected, then it hurts. But what if that was a blessing? What if we are being quote unquote rejected for being something that we're not? When we could realize, accept, and be confident in a humble way for and as who we are. And therefore, any acceptance or non-acceptance, rejection, wouldn't matter because I'm not trying anymore. I'm not trying to be something acceptable or anything other than me. And if or when I feel set in that, which for me takes getting getting quiet and just contemplating being, the essence of being, realizing that that supersedes anything and everything. What anybody thinks, whether it's positive or negative, what anybody thinks or doesn't think, I am, period. I am. And independent of what other people think or don't think, or how I judge what they think, when I get out of the space of just being, that's where I tend to go. I give it energy. But when I can be within my essence and realize that no matter what I think or anyone else thinks or doesn't think, I am. And when I be and act from that space, being set in the knowledge and belief that I am, then it doesn't matter what other people think or don't think, or whether what I'm doing or sharing is acceptable. Because not that it matters whether it is or isn't, but it will resonate with some, and perhaps it won't with others. And that's okay. It means nothing that that's the case. It just is. Another thought is, when we think of those who we may see as something we want to be ourselves, is it actual characteristics of that person? Or is it their own authenticity and expression in that space as they are, as themselves, that we want? But perhaps we misidentify it as specific characteristics that we therefore try to incorporate or become in order to be accepted like someone else is accepted. But really, it's their own authenticity that is what draws us to them, and their expression from that space of authentic realization and acceptance of that for themselves, independent of the responses that they get. When the goal is to be authentic, then that is the most important thing when we are that way. Being authentic can be the foundation of our well-being and wellness and sense of self beneath whatever anybody else says. And from that space, we can express confidently, knowing that our own authenticity is the goal, not whether I'm accepted or not by anybody or what they say or don't say, but a unique expression of me is the goal. And when accomplished, and even when not accomplished, it's okay, because it's a practice. That was another thought that came. If there's something, if you want to express authentically, practice. We don't have to be it, but we get to practice. And perhaps we always practice. Anyway, those are my thoughts this morning. Thank you for listening.